Hello everybody. Today's topic of discussion is cholesterol biosynthesis. Cholesterol can be synthesized in our body, and cholesterol is can be synthesized in all cells, but the liver and then the intestine are the main site of cholesterol biosynthesis. Then the steps of cholesterol biosynthesis. The whole process of cholesterol biosynthesis can be subdivided into 4 stages. First of all, the conversion of acetyl-CoA to mevalonate. So how the acetyl-CoA is converted to mevalonate? First, the two molecules of acetyl-CoA joins each other by the thiolase enzyme to form acetyl-CoA. Then another molecule of acetyl-CoA joins with the acetyl-CoA by the enzyme HMG-CoA synthase to form HMG-CoA, that is 3-methyl 3-hydroxyglutaraldehyde-CoA. Then HMG-CoA is converted to mevalonate by the HMG-CoA reductase, and there is oxidation of one molecule of NADPH plus H plus, and these steps is rate limiting step of whole cholesterol biosynthesis, and different drugs are used to inhibit the cholesterol biosynthesis by inhibiting the HMG-CoA reductase enzyme. Then second stage is conversion of mevalonate to isopentenyl pyrophosphate. First, the mevalonate is phosphorylated to form 5-phosphomevalonate by the mevalonate kinase, and source of phosphate is ATP. Then by the action of 5-phosphomevalonate kinase, 5-phosphomevalonate is converted to phosphorylated to form 5-pyrophosphomevalonate, and the source of phosphate is ATP. Then the 5-pyrophosphomevalonate is again phosphorylated to form 5-pyrophospho 3-phosphomevalonate by the 5-phosphomevalonate kinase, and source of phosphate is ATP. Then the 5-pyrophospho 3-phosphomevalonate is decarboxylated by the 5-pyrophospho 3-phosphomevalonate decarboxylase to form isopentenyl pyrophosphate. Then third stage is conversion of isopentenyl pyrophosphate to squalene. First, the isopentenyl pyrophosphate is isomerized to form 3,3-dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate by the isopentenyl pyrophosphate isomerase. Then 3,3-dimethyl allyl pyrophosphate joins with the isopentenyl pyrophosphate with the help of an enzyme, that is cis-phenyl transferase, to form geranyl pyrophosphate. Then geranyl pyrophosphate joins with the another molecule of isopentenyl pyrophosphate by the enzyme cis-phenyl transferase to form farnesyl pyrophosphate. Then two molecules of farnesyl pyrophosphate joins each other by the enzyme squalene synthase to form squalene. And last stage is conversion of squalene to cholesterol. First, the squalene by the action of squalene monooxygenase to form squalene epoxide. Then by the action of cyclase, squalene epoxide is converted to lanosterol, and by the several steps, lanosterol is converted to cholesterol. In this way, acetyl-CoA, that is the precursor molecule of cholesterol biosynthesis, that is the starting molecule of cholesterol biosynthesis, acetyl-CoA is converted to cholesterol. So HMG-CoA reductase, squalene synthase, and all enzymes required for the conversion of squalene to cholesterol are present in the microsome and remaining enzymes are present in the cytosol. Then how the cholesterol biosynthesis can be regulated? Cholesterol biosynthesis can be regulated by two ways. One is at the genetic level by the cholesterol, and second is by the phosphorylation dephosphorylation process. So first of all, the genetic level control at the genetic level. So SREBP, that is the steroid regulatory element binding protein, remains embedded in the ear. Only the soluble N-terminal of SREBP function as a transcriptional activator. SRBP remain complex with the SCAP, that is the SRBP cleavage activating protein, when the cholesterol level is high in the blood. But when the cholesterol level goes down, this complex migrate to the Golgi apparatus through a vesicle. Then in Golgi apparatus, by the action of two proteases, release the N-terminal part of the SRBP and migrates to the nucleus, and that increase the transcription of the gene. Then regulation of cholesterol biosynthesis by the phosphorylation dephosphorylation process. Insulin by the dephosphorylation of the enzymatic reductase stimulate the cholesterol synthesis, and glucagon by the phosphorylation process inhibits the cholesterol biosynthesis. Next, the various dietary factors that control the cholesterol metabolism. First of all, the green leafy vegetables. Due to its high fiber content, it will increase the motility of the bile. So there is a reduced reabsorption of bile acid. So increased conversion of bile acid from the cholesterol. So blood cholesterol level goes down. Second, due to high fiber content, it will increase the motility of the bile, that causes decreased cholesterol absorption. So the decreased cholesterol in the chylomicron, so decreased cholesterol in the liver, so increased synthesis of LDL receptor, so decreased blood cholesterol level. Then margarine and vanaspati, they contain trans fatty acid that inhibits 7-alpha hydroxylase enzyme, that is a regulating enzyme of bile acid synthesis. So there is an increased blood cholesterol level. Next, the diet contains high cholesterol. It inhibits the LDL receptor synthesis, so serum LDL level will increase. Next, the diet contains PUFA. It lowers the serum cholesterol level by increased conversion of cholesterol to bile acid, by increased excretion of cholesterol through the intestine by bile, and it upregulates the LDL receptor. Then the fats of cholesterol in after biosynthesis. First, the most common fat is bile acid synthesis. Second, different steroid hormones are synthesized from the cholesterol. In adrenal gland and gonads, there are several steroid hormones synthesized, and vitamin D is synthesized in the skin and liver in combination of skin, kidney and liver. Next, it acts as it forms the structural component of cell membrane. It can be esterified to cholesterol ester by the ACAT. It downregulates the LDL receptor synthesis, or it decreases the synthesis of HMG co-reductase by repression at genetic level. That's all for today. Thank you.